In tonight with breaking news.
The car belonging to the missing Lyft driver from Palm Beach Gardens has been found all the way in North Carolina, just outside of Charlotte.
Yeah, police in Rutherford County, North Carolina, they spotted the car earlier this evening more than 700 miles away from Delray Beach. That's where Lyft driver Gary Levin was had picked up a customer.
The man who was driving Levin's car is Matthew Flores. He was taken into custody and now considered a murder suspect, according to authorities. This is video we just got of Flores being taken from the Rutherford Regional Hospital, probably to be booked into Rutherford County Jail. You can see him getting into a deputy sheriff's car right there. Yeah,
family members say the last time they spoke to 74-year-old Levin was on Monday around 4:30 in the afternoon. He was supposed to be picking up a fare over in Delray.
He was driving a distinctive red 2022 Kia Stinger at the time.
We have team coverage tonight. Samir Nafsi, he is with our sister station over in Asheville, North Carolina, been covering this event throughout the evening. We also are going to hear from Arlena Salzbank. She had an emotional discussion with Levin's family just about an hour ago. But first, let's go to Rutherford County, North Carolina, to find out more about how that car and that arrest went down.
We have confirmed Matthew Scott Flores has since been taken into custody following an intense high-speed chase throughout western North Carolina that ended here in Rutherford County. Flores has since been admitted here to the Rutherford County Regional Medical Center, and we've since learned that Flores is wanted on active warrants up and down the East Coast. This was the scene just off of Main Street and Hollis Road in Ellenboro. We have confirmed through our sister station that this red Kia being towed away is related to a case out of Florida regarding missing Lyft driver Gary Levin. Now, U.S. Marshals alerted local authorities about that Kia earlier today, which prompted a chase that started around 5:30 p.m. According to a North Carolina Highway Patrol officer, Flores then took police on a chase throughout McDowell County and into Rutherford County. Several tactics were used to stop that vehicle, including stop sticks and then a pit maneuver. We're told by the Rutherford County Sheriff, Flores took off on foot, but was eventually caught and arrested.
You just never know what's going to occur on a day-to-day basis. I know it's pretty radical chase pursued through our county. Thankfully, no citizens were injured. But it's just one of these deals where, the type of crime that the suspect was wanted for, we had to pursue until the suspect was apprehended.
And I'm told by the Rutherford County Sheriff, Flores is wanted out of North Carolina for a probation violation. He's also wanted out of Florida for a murder charge. In Rutherford County, Samir Nafsi, Sinclair, Asheville.
Ever since Levin's disappearance, Arlena Salzbank has been speaking with the family. They've been holding out hope that he be found safe and sound. Lena's in the studio tonight to continue our team coverage. And Lena, when is the last time you spoke with the family?
Well, I've been speaking to the family on and off all night, and I actually alerted them to the fact that the car was found in North Carolina. And that's when they picked up the phone and they called detectives in Palm Beach Gardens who are working the case. Now, they told me that they're happy to have a break in their case. They're trying to stay focused on finding their father, not just his car. Now, his daughter, Lindsay, admits she may not want to know the rest of the story, but they're praying for a miracle. Now, Gary has been a Lyft driver for more than 5 years, and Lyft confirmed to the family earlier today that he was last signed into the Lyft app on Monday afternoon at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon when he took a fare in Delray Beach. That trip was completed in Okeechobee, and when we spoke with family earlier today, they said they haven't heard from him in more than 72 hours, something that doesn't add up since their father's always near his phone.
Any logical explanation, including having his battery go dead or something, my dad would get a new cable. He always has a cable with him.
I'm hoping that he's fine, that something really crazy happened that we just can't explain.
Lindsay told me tonight that she wasn't comfortable doing an on-camera interview because she's too upset. Now, we'll continue to follow the latest, and you could hear more as early as tomorrow.
We're learning more tonight about the search for a missing Lyft driver from Palm Beach Gardens. The 74-year-old hasn't been heard from since Monday, but it looks like there's a new lead in the search. CBS 12's Lena Salzbank has been following the investigation from the start. So, Lena, what are you learning new tonight?
Well, the family tells me that Lyft has been in contact with them and with local law enforcement, and they say that Gary Levin last picked up a fare around 1 o'clock on Monday in Delray Beach, and he completed that fare around 3 hours later in Okeechobee. But then his phone went dark, and nobody has heard from him since. The family says that drop-off location was at the corner of Northwest Park Street and Parrots Avenue. Verizon Wireless also confirming to the family that Okeechobee was the last location that Levin's phone was pinged, and since the 74-year-old's phone has been off and inactive. It has now been 72 hours since family has seen or heard from Levin, something they tell CBS 12 News is unusual and concerning. Levin was driving a red 2020 Kia Stinger that looks like the car up on the center of your screen. Law enforcement tells the family they have been able to track the car using highway cameras, and it was spotted most recently near Gainesville.
We're very broken up. Any logical explanation, including having his battery go dead or something, my dad would get a new cable. He always has a cable with him, but he would get a new cable.
Levin's children says that they are waiting to hear from Kia so that they can further track their father's car. In the meantime, they say if anybody has any information about their father's whereabouts, whether that's local hospitals in the area or anybody in the Okeechobee area, they're asked to please call police.
Morning. The Sunshine State seems made for solar power, and with tax credits, savings on your energy bill, and the idea of producing clean, green energy, there are a lot of good reasons to consider solar panels.
But you have to make sure you do the research before you hire a contractor. As I-Team investigator Danielle Dross explains, there's one company doing business in our area accused of starting solar projects and then walking away from the job. Danielle?
Matt and Sam, the customers that you are about to meet say that despite having solar panels mounted to their roofs, absorbing the Florida sun for months, their solar projects have not produced a single watt of energy. And that is because their panels never worked, and they suspect they're being scammed.
A lot of work, let me tell you.
Professional housekeeper and avid gardener Estella Padilla is particular about her home in Boca Raton.
This is right here.
Everything is just how she wants it. Well, almost everything.
Every time when I come in outside and I see them, I say, what a mistake. Yes. And then I am like really, really, really angry. Yes.
She hired a company called Vision Solar. They promise to save customers hundreds on their electric bill, and their website makes it clear they handle all the permits. Estella says that is a lie. Vision Solar installed solar panels on her roof in June of 2021. Estella took out a $40,000 loan to cover the cost and is paying more than $100 a month to pay it back. She thought her savings on electricity would more than make up the difference, but her utility bill is as high as ever. Turns out her solar panels were never activated or connected to the power grid.
And they're still not working.
It's been a year and a half.
Year and a half, exactly.
To make matters worse, she recently got this notice on her door. Vision Solar never got a permit for the installation, so her solar panels, which don't work, are also illegal.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Estella reached out to the I-Team for help because she says Vision Solar has been ignoring her request to cancel her contract. We discovered she's not the only one.
Oh, we wanted solar panels because this is the Sunshine State.
Jason Boulard lives in Deerfield Beach. He bought $40,000 worth of panels from Vision Solar 2 months after Estella.
Do they work?
No, they've never been activated. Ever.
Jason says he was patient with Vision Solar after the install. They kept blaming the city for inspection delays. Eventually, he called the city himself.
Yeah, the permit hasn't even been applied for. Wait, are you serious? And she said, what company is it? I said, it's Vision Solar. She said, oh, again.
And it's not just here in South Florida. Customers across the country have had the same experience. Vision Solar's profile with the Better Business Bureau has hundreds of complaints, many alleging that the company routinely signs up customers for expensive projects, doesn't get the permits, installs panels that don't work, then leaves them hanging.
There are lives at stake. Let me say that. It could be yours.
Palm Beach County's top building official, Doug Wise, says improper solar installations have caused fires and that a company cutting corners puts your family and property at risk. Before letting any contractor do work on your home, Wise says make them show you the permit. And if they don't have one, report it and don't let them do anything.
That would be illegal under the Florida code and the Florida statute.
Black and white.
Black and white, no doubt.
He says he can only guess why Vision Solar would be installing so many projects without permits.
It's competitive advantage. I mean, they get an advantage because they can sell the job and have it installed and walk away. Problem is the owner ends up holding the bag, particularly if it's not permitted.
Vision Solar is a national company with a South Florida location here in Deerfield Beach. A spokesperson at their headquarters in New Jersey agreed to speak to us over the phone.
We own it. We have not made the correct promises to various customers that we were going to get these things done in an expedited fashion, and we have not delivered on that.
Bennett Andelman, Chief Marketing Officer at Vision Solar, admits that the company has been installing panels without permits. He claims that's because their business grew too quickly, and certain steps in the process slipped through the cracks.
Is your business scamming people, or is it simply incompetent?
Well, I appreciate that. One, I'll answer the first part first. Absolutely not. We are not scamming anyone. This is a legitimate business that has grown really, really quickly and is just trying to find its way. Now, that doesn't help anyone that is in the middle of a crisis when it comes to these particular panels.
He tells the I-Team that customers like Estella and Jason can get out of their contracts and have the panels removed. As of this broadcast, they are all still waiting for a resolution.
At this point, I'd like to get my roof repaired, get these panels off, and have absolutely nothing more to do with Vision Solar.
After the I-Team started asking questions, Vision Solar set up a new email address for customers to contact them. So we want to show you that email account right now. customerexperience@visionsolar.com. If anybody watching has the same situation, write to this new email address. The company is promising to correct their mistakes finally and either secure the permits and get those panels working or let these customers out of their contracts. Those are big promises, and the I-Team will stay on top of the story and see what happens next.
I hope they follow through on those promises. But, you know, the building official that you spoke to was clear that it is illegal to install these panels without permit. So will Vision Solar face any kind of charges?
There could be consequences here. What it would take is a complaint and an investigation with the Department of Business and Professional Regulation. They oversee these kinds of matters, and we're told that Vision Solar could end up being fined. They could also have their business license suspended or revoked. We also want to mention this, a Facebook group called Victims of Vision Solar. Members are now considering a potential class action lawsuit against the company. They have a lawyer researching the issue. So Vision Solar could find itself facing a significant lawsuit as well.
And it's worth mentioning once again that Vision Solar didn't seem to be acting too concerned about these complaints until you started digging.
They certainly weren't responding to the people that we interviewed, so it took us going to them to get some action here. They're certainly thankful for that. And coming up, we're going to give you an update on Estella, the first woman that we interviewed for this story, because after we took her issue to Vision Solar, we did see some progress. So we're going to give you that update in the next half hour.